Hey, this is Zeiss Ikon Nettar, Ikon Nettar, whatever is your pronunciation. It's one of the most affordable ways to get into medium format photography. They built these cameras in Stuttgart, Germany, starting in 1933 all the way to 1958. Several different models that all are sort of these foldable small cameras. Now there was a sister series to these icons called Ikonta. Ikonta. Am I going to be doomed into these two different pronunciations till the end of this video? Maybe I am. Anywho, those more professionals, they had all the bells and whistles, rangefinders and whatnot. Now these icons, they only had very rudimentary and basic functionality, but they were extremely well built. And now after 90 years, that's an excellent combination because simplicity and sturdy construction means you can still find a fairly good netar that works as intended. Now my camera is called 517/16. I don't know where that 16 comes from because it implies that it would take 16 frames on one single 120 roll, but that's not true. It takes square images, so only 12 images per roll. It has an f6.3 lens, Novar lens. They also sold this very same model with a slightly better lens, f4.5, but this is the cheap lens. The shutter was also pretty simple, only 4 speeds, bulb, 25, 75 and 200. So even though those are pretty limiting factors, it also means that very little can go wrong. The viewfinder is just for you to compose, you can't focus through it, and as I said, there are no rangefinders or any other means to focus. You gotta know what you are doing. As they fold, they are easy to carry with you, weighs about half a kilo, fits into your pocket, so that makes them very usable point and shoot cameras. Now this camera, I have a special connection to this particular camera, as it is my father's old camera that he bought in the middle of the 50s, and he used it a lot. There's a lot of pictures in our family albums taken with this camera. Here are 2 examples. Now there's a story about that hare that was by the wayside. You know, my father told me this story. They accidentally ran over a hare. And then it was winter time, so they put this hare into the trunk of the car, and it stayed there for months because it was freezing temperatures and it was frozen. And they always use it as a prop to make all kind of funny things and show it to people and scare people and all that. Yeah, I wish I had known my father when he was in his 20s. Probably would have been fun to do stuff with him. Related to this now, I got a mail from the Finnish tax officers just 2 weeks ago. This is a letter addressed to my father. My father passed away about 2 years ago now. But I still get email from the Finnish tax authorities. Now my father has an Alzheimer's, so I was his trustee and then took care of his financial, all practical matters, and also arranged his estate, you know, whatever that analysis is after his death. So I'm getting all the official mail from him. There was also a tax day just recently in the US, and that reminds me of how different the tax system is here in Finland. In the US, it's a big deal, and at least I always needed to hire an external tax consultant to do my taxes. It's so complicated. Here in Finland, it happens the other way around. The local IRS, the local tax authorities, they do your tax filing. And it's there for you to view and then only approve it. You can suggest changes if you see something is wrong, but they basically do all the heavy lifting. Now that doesn't come for free, because I just recently withdraw some money from my own IRA account. I'm in that age now that I can take some money out from my pension account. And I noticed that the tax that I need to pay here in Finland for my distribution is almost 4 times higher than it's in the US. So they file your taxes here, but they don't do it for free. So I'm getting this letter now for my father 2 years after his death. And this lists all his possessions, all his income, what he owes to anybody and what's his value. And let me show you what it looks like. So this made me really emotional. Now my father's earthly possessions, it's reduced to 0. There's nothing left. I mean, it's partially liberating, but it also is pretty final. Everything is 0 now. So when I got this, that immediately made me think that I need to somehow use this as an inspiration. So I took my dad's old camera, which definitely is not worthless. It's not 0, it's more than 0. And it was a grey, kind of moody day. And I thought this is an excellent day to shoot a roll of 120 film and trying to reflect my father's earthly situation right now, which is close. It's not close, it is actually 0. And I went to the local park and I took these pictures. pages of zeros. Hey, I kind of like those pictures. They were exactly what I wanted them to be. Zeros, empty, grey. And the camera worked flawlessly. You know, I used Kent Mayer 100 film and developed in Rodinal, so the combination also is a bit moody and sort of grainy. So would I then recommend this camera for somebody else as a starting point for medium format, and would I use it myself? And I don't know. I mean, it has its perks and its goodies. It is simple, it's reliable, it's small, so it's easy to take with you. But then it also limits your access to medium format goodies. I mean, very limited speeds, practically only 2 speeds, 75 and 200, as you can't use bulb or 25 when you are taking pictures handheld. Slow lens, also this viewfinder that won't let you to focus, leaves out all kind of depth of field thingies. So to me, it's a little bit too limited. So I don't like it that much. I wish I liked it more, as it's my father's camera and functions well, but because of those limitations, yeah, it's not really for me, unfortunately. And what comes to my father, by the way, I don't think he is zero. Like, this doesn't reflect my thinking of him at all. Quite the contrary. He is in the better place now, and I bet his current tax return is much more than zero. Anywho, thanks for watching this combined memory lane camera review. It's a bit weird, wasn't it? But thanks for watching. Next time something else.